The Prime Minister says he is prepared to strengthen Canada's human smuggling laws, but a former immigration investigator says this tough talk is for naught. Kelly Sundberg argues Canada doesn't have the legal ability, capacity, or access to effectively screen refugees. Mary Beth Burton has that part of the story.
Black umbrellas shield the identities of the Tamils coming off the Sun Sea at CFB Esquimalt. From their very first steps on Canadian soil, privacy was paramount. Immigration lawyer Andrew Refugee says Canadian officials cannot legally contact Sri Lanka to verify the identities of the migrants who likely arrived with no legal travel documents.
The concern for the refugee claimant is that they are a genuine refugee claimant whose family may come under some degree of threat or harm if the authorities know that they're making a refugee claim.
Refugee says in the case of Sri Lanka, their government may have a very skewed view of who is a Tamil tiger. Refugee uses an example of a shopkeeper who is of Tamil descent and maybe under duress pays a tax to the terrorist tigers.
You did that because you knew that you would that was a form of extortion, or that your family could be put under a very real risk of harm from the Tamil tigers if you refused to pay that tax, okay? However, from the perspective of the Sri Lankan government, you're financially supporting a terrorist organization.
Associate Justice Professor at Calgary's Mount Royal University, Kelly Sundberg says while Canada promises to get tough on human smuggling, it has very few legal methods to confirm the identity of the migrants. Sundberg, the co-author of Border Security in the Al-Qaeda Era, is a former immigration officer who says it's exceedingly difficult to weed out the criminals from the legitimate refugees.
Collecting fingerprints and photographs and running these against databases that are primarily Canadian, American, and a few European databases, unless these people have been fingerprinted or photographed or otherwise come to the attention of these authorities, there's going to be nothing there.
Sundberg adds with 500 immigration investigators and 200 police officers looking into refugee claims and 35,000 applicants, the whole system is undersupported.
There needs to be a national concerted effort to educate and train police officers, not just at the federal level, but at provincial and municipal, so that those officers are able to identify both victims of human trafficking and human smuggling and identify perpetrators.
Sundberg and Refugee agree. Under the current system, most of the migrants will use verbal testimony and letters from family members back in Sri Lanka to confirm their identities and their innocence of any terrorist connections. In Victoria, Mary Beth Burton, A News.